Now let's talk about clickstream fact models. There are three sections in clickstream fact models. One is clickstream session fact table, clickstream page event fact table, aggregate clickstream fact table. Now let's dig deeper into clickstream session fact table. So up to now we have discussed about a portfolio of dimension that can be used for clickstream data. Now it's time to develop the fact table for clickstream data. Clickstream fact table. This clickstream fact table is modeled after weblog server data. In this data, in this fact table, the way we design this fact table is to designate one row per completed customer session. This is done to avoid this fact table to grow astronomically. The grain of this fact table is higher or coarser than the grain of server logs, which includes all the events happening in a page, including the clicks and the links, graphs, etc. Now, we have developed the fact table. Now we have discussed about the grain of the fact table. It is time to add some useful dimension to it. Some useful dimensions that can be included in this fact table are calendar date, time of the day, customer, page, session, and referrer. Now we also need to add some measured fact to this fact table, such as session seconds, page number of page visited, number of order placed, number of unit ordered, and total amount of dollar ordered. So this is about session fact table. Next is page event fact table. The granularity of this fact table is at the individual page event level, meaning there is a one row per page for static HTML, but for dynamically generated XML basis web pages, there will be more than one event per page. So to prevent this fact table from growing in astronomical in size, we shouldn't do anything. This fact table will grow astronomical in size. We may have some urge to bring this fact table into coarser granularity, but this will eventually lead to dropping some dimension. We only have a fact table that is at a higher level, which is at the aggregation level for clickstream data, and that fact table is not helpful to answer various questions you want to answer about customer behavior and page events. This fact table, to continue On developing this fact table, we can add dimensions to it, such as calendar date, time of the day, customer, page, event, session, session ID, step, titles, product, referrer, and promotion. Adding this dimension to this fact table will make this fact table complete. And lastly, we have aggregate clickstream fact table. The both fact table we have discussed earlier are large fact tables. So there are questions a business may want to answer which would require summarizing millions of rows from those fact tables. Example of such question is business want to know total number of visit and total revenue for the customer, and this would require summarizing millions of rows. To answer this question, the query have to summarize the data that would give the demographic and month information from respective tables. And the query also need to constrain the time span for a certain period of time, such as January, February, March, or a certain time period. Then it would need to sum the dollar amount and count the number of sessions. This query will be individually slow. If there are lots of such queries, then it is advised that the DBA needs to create an aggregate fact table. To create this fact table, there are a few things we need to do. As we know, the first fact table we discussed, which is clickstream session fact table, is based at the individual session level. To create this fact table, we can use this fact table which we already created in the first step. We group that fact table by month, demographic type, entry page, session outcome. Then we count the number of sessions and add all additive fact measures in that fact table. This resulting fact table is guaranteed to be very small. So much small that it is 1% of original session grain fact table that we discussed earlier. This smaller size will directly contribute in increased performance of query that is directed at its fact table. It is guaranteed that this will be at least 100 times faster than the previous fact tables. 100 times faster. So I just discussed about the clickstream fact models and talked in more detail about session fact, page event fact, and aggregate clickstream fact table.